prophets come and try. It don't matter where we be at, when you see us, we gon' ride. We'll pull up where you be at, hit the streets and bring it out. Plus we practice what we preach and read them scriptures, then apply. You wanna pull up on the prophets, come and try. It don't matter where we be at, when you see us, we gon' ride. We'll pull up where you be at, hit the streets and bring it out.
Eddie, have you heard of us before? The first time? And you said you heard of us before, right? So I got a question. We got a so-called holiday coming up, right? Halloween. How do y'all feel about that? What do you think about it?
It's a holiday I grew up with.
Okay, holiday you grew up with. What about you?
A bird.
It is what it is, right? I got a question. I got a question. When growing up, right, one thing that you hear parents and your older, whether it be grandma, grandpa, uncles, aunties, they always tell you not to take candy from who? Strangers, right? But what do they go send their kids to do on Halloween? Take candy from strangers, right? Then you wonder why you got all these things happening, like, man, they poisoning candy, abducting kids, right, doing all types of things, right? That's because our people choose to follow the ways of the same people that put us in slavery instead of following God's laws. If we were following God's laws, we wouldn't have to worry about that. What if Christ cracked the sky on October 31st while everybody dressed up as goons and goblins and whole nurses and all that type of stuff, right? You think you'd be pleased with that? But why do our people do it? Oh, it's for the kids, right? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 7. I'm going to show you what God said to do for the kids. Deuteronomy, you got that? Read it.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
So he was talking about the commandments. Keep them therefore and do them. Matter of fact, start at verse 4.
Verse 4. But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
He said, I have taught you statutes and judgments. One of those things, like the brother was bringing out, fringes, keeping the Sabbath day holy, not buying and selling on the Sabbath day, right? There's laws that God told us to keep, and there was judgments for not keeping those laws, right? Come on.
Even as the Lord my God commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go possess it.
Right.
Keep therefore and do them.
Talking about the laws, keep them therefore and do them. Come on.
For this is your wisdom.
God said this is our wisdom. Come on.
And your understanding in the sight of the nations,
right,
which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this is a great nation. This great nation is wise and understanding.
Right, so it said, if we kept God's laws, it is in Deuteronomy 6 with the children. So if we kept God's laws, the other people would see us as a wise and understanding nation, right? But do they see us as a wise and understanding nation right now? No, what do they see us as? Not only the enemy, they look at us as niggas, hoes, thugs. Who was his name? The one that got the Edomites chased him down and killed him. Ahmaud Arbery, right? He was looking at a house. This so-called white man decided to chase him down and kill him for no reason, right? Instead of talking about the injustice that so-called white man did to Ahmaud Arbery, what did they do? They brought up something in his past. Oh, he's a thug, right? But you see white people fighting and doing all types of stuff, but do they ever consider them thugs? You got people shooting up whole schools. You have people going on mass murder, so-called white people going on mass murder sprees. But what do they call the teenagers? Oh, he's a troubled youth. Oh, the man, he had mental problems. But let us do it, oh, we're just thugs. That's how they see us. They don't see us as a wise and understanding people. But this is what we should be teaching our kids. Come on.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6 and verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
Right.
And shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house.
Right. We're supposed to be teaching our children God's laws, but what do we teach them? Halloween. We teach them Christmas. These things that are evil according to God. God told us not to celebrate these things, but yet to keep his holy days. For example, Our people know about Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, all these holidays, right? But do they know any of the holidays or high holy days in the Bible? No, not at all. Because we're not teaching them to our children, and it's not being taught to us. We're being taught the same religion that the so-called white man gave us when he put us in slavery, when he beat our backs, when he killed our children, raped our wives. The same doctrine is what we believe now. Now it's time that we come back and realize, you know what? Matter of fact, give me Sirach chapter, it's 11:7 or 7:11. I always mix it up. Make no tarrying. What happens is, because you said you've heard this before, right? Now you have to make haste. Now you have to make sure, you have to hurry and keep God's laws. Read that.
This the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord.
He said, make no tarrying, meaning don't wait to turn to the Lord. Come on.
And put not off from day to day.
Right, and don't put off day to day. You know what? I'm going to change next week. This is going to be my last blunt. This is going to be my last pork sandwich. This is going to be my last whoremongering trip, right? God said don't put off it from day to day. Stop it now. Come on.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security that shall be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
Right, because we don't know when we may pass.
Right.
We don't know what may happen to us. A lot of times we can plan out things throughout the week. Hell, we can try to plan something 10 minutes from now, but does that mean we'll make it? No. Give me the one in Psalms.
Bring it out.
So make no haste. So we have to make haste, we have to hurry to keep God's laws. Yeah, we see what everybody else is doing out here, and it may look fun. It may look like it's something good to do, but yet God said no, because you don't know that it's destruction coming for them for the things that they do. You got what I want?
119.
Read that.
This the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 59. I thought on my ways.
So this is King David. He said, I thought on my ways. Right? Have you heard of King David? Right. He was a great king. Remember, God said he was a man after my own heart, right? So he was a very righteous man. He made some mistakes, but he was a righteous man. Come on.
And turn my feet unto thy testimony.
He said, I thought on my ways and I turned, because remember, King David, what was one of the sins he committed? One of his, that kind of put him on the run for a while. Right, because he dealt with his wife, right? So he had sinned. He committed adultery and he murdered a man, right? So now this is King David. He said, I thought on my ways and did what?
I made haste and delayed not.
He said, I made haste and delayed not. Come on.
To keep thy commandments.
Right, because he started going through it. Remember, he lost a child. His sons underhandedly took the kingdom away from him and had sex with all his wives on top of his roof. Then he was on the run for a while. So King David understood that he made haste and he delayed not to keep God's laws. Give me, is it Sirach 9, where it talks about envy not in the glory of a sinner. Sirach 9, find that for me real quick, because a lot of times, and I was guilty of it growing up, we see the drug dealers riding on big rims. We see the flashy cars. We see the lifestyle of them, you know, doing whatever they do, flashing money, and it looks good, right? We want to obtain. I know when I was younger, I did want to obtain to that, right? But read that.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 9 and verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner.
So the Bible says, envy not the glory of a sinner. Because a lot of these people out here right now, they may look successful in their sin. But God said, envy not the glory of a sinner. Come on.
For thou knowest not what shall be his end.
He said, because you don't know what shall be his end. Is there more on that? Yeah, read that.
Delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in.
Right. It says, delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in. The ungodly have pleasure in what? Celebrating these wicked holidays, whoremongering, eating unclean foods, what's some other things? Lying, stealing, killing, gang banging, woman to woman to woman, man to man to man. These are the things that they delight in. Is there more on it? Finish it up.
But remember, they shall not go unpunished unto their grave.
He said they shall not go unpunished. But a lot of our people don't believe that. So what do? They join in on it. What you got to do right now is make that decision to change. Yeah, your family may think different of you. Your family may say certain things, but you have to take control of your salvation. You got to take control of how you're going to make it when Christ returns. That's what you got to do. You can't worry about what other people may think. You can't worry about how other people may treat you. You can't worry about how they may feel, because guess what? At the end of the day, God requires it of you. God requires it of you, and I can see that in your eyes that you want to do better. And that's why we here. Give me 1 John chapter 3, verse 5. Because a lot of people say that they love each other, right? But how do they really? Because love is really an action word. Can I say that I love you and steal from you? Can I say that I love you and beat you up? No, I can't do that, right? I'm going to show you what the love is according to the Bible. Read that.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of God when we love God and keep his commandments.
By keeping his commandments. So anybody out here, if we say that we got love for them, what? We preach change to them. Because we know that change is what's going to get our people out of these situations. And I see you can see it too. I'm going to tell you, bro, the way that these feelings that you have now, I had the same thing. I cried myself when I got tired of what was going on in my life. Friends dying, leaving parties, and friends dying. Me just decided, you know what? I'm going to leave this party, man. I'm tired. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Guess what? No sooner than 5 minutes after I leave, it gets shot up. 2 friends die. Things like that happening, right? Tired of getting pulled over, getting taken to jail on dumb stuff, right? So I'm tired of living like this. So what do I have to do now to change my life? And it's God's laws. Give me Psalms 19:7 again real quick.
Yes,
because this is something that our people don't do for each other. Our people sit there and they let each other stay in wickedness. And that's why we die early. That's why we have so many single parent households. That's why we continue to kill each other, because we don't want to take accountability in the black community. Read that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 19, and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul.
So you believe in the Bible? So the Bible says the law of the Lord is perfect. What do the Christian pastors tell you? That the law is done away with, right? Have you heard that before? Well, a lot of really 99.9% of them, I'd go to say 100% of them say the law is done away with. But in the Bible, it says the law is perfect. So if God said the law is perfect, and it does what?
Converting the soul.
Read.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
That's what the Bible says. So we can't let nobody else tell us different. Give me Matthew 5:48. They said the law of the Lord is perfect. Have you ever heard that people say that you can't be perfect? You've heard that, right? But let's see what Christ said. Read that.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect.
What did Christ say?
Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father, which is in heaven, is perfect.
Christ told us to be perfect.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.